So let's talk relationships. And this is with family, friends, significant others, co-workers, etc. So what things did you used to do with family members and friends prior to social media that you're no longer doing? Prior to social media, families used to sit together at a dining table and have genuine conversations. Friends used to go out. We used to all go out. No one was like, oh, look at me, I'm recording every aspect of what we're doing. People genuinely enjoyed each other's company.
Okay, now, prior to that, we used to write letter. We write letter, we post it, we write emails, and things like that. Before then, we have to go to people and have meetings, sit down, talk. You get to know the person next to you, so those were the kind of relationship we had.
I was younger, so like you said, the dynamic is definitely different, but like we used to play, go outside, go to the park, sit on the porch, just anything. And then when you first asked the question, the first thing that came to mind is a little different spin on it, but like before social media or like before I got really heavy into it, my spouse, I would like post them, but now I won't. Like I'd rather just keep it, yeah.
Pretty much said what I wanted to say, but before social media, you send letters, you make phone conversations, like real phone conversations. And for social media, there are certain family people you don't quarrel a lot with. Because these days, I went to a wedding the other day, last weekend actually. I posted a video on Facebook where I was dancing. For some reason, somebody thought it was my wedding. And my cousin, really. I was like, oh, you did the wedding, they didn't invite us. I was like, see me, see wahala. But of course, before social media, there were more communication. But now everybody's posting, oh, how are you? Long time. So, didn't you see me? I was on Facebook. Oh, you didn't tell me you were traveling. Oh, I didn't tell you. Didn't you see that I posted it? Like it's now like people now see that it's a means for you to get information where you can easily just tell the person, oh, check my Facebook. Oh, can you send me a picture? Go to my Facebook. Sometimes it's like that person might be wanting like one-on-one communication, like make me feel important. I want you to send it directly to me, even though I know I can go on Facebook and Photoshop it or whatever, but just send it. Let's still have that, relativity as family, as people in relationship and all whatnot. So before social media, people do that a lot. But right now, they just refer it. Like I saw this comedian or whatever, she posted a video of somebody asking her, where's your pic? Send me a pic. And she was like, what do you mean send me a pic? Why can't you ask me what's my Cash App number? If you want to see a pic, go on Instagram, go on this. Sometimes everybody knows that. But I just want that you to just to have that moment with you. So things like that, people don't do it anymore.
Well, before social media, me and my co-workers, or should I say my co-workers and I, after work we go to hang out at Applebee's and just chill. But now it's like after work, oh, I'm gonna hit you on Facebook, okay? All right, I'll see you, okay. And then that's it. So it's like, everybody wants to talk to you on social media. Nobody wants to sit with you and talk with you, so.
I read an article and it said that social media encourages people to form and cherish artificial bonds over actual friendships, just like you mentioned. you know, people don't know how to effectively communicate with one another, especially friends. So people say friendships have become more superficial because of social media. Do you agree?
I would disagree.
Okay.
I would say maybe it's because I'm older and all my friends, we were friends before social media. So we know the importance of connecting, talking to each other, hanging out, taking time out just to hang out and just get reaction from each other instead of just talking on social media. But there's this article that I read which says that people actually love the fact that they could send you whatever behind the screen and you don't get to see their reaction. That empowers them. So it's something that it's really growing up among, like it's trending among the youths. They rather text you because that gives them like an emotional power over you, or that makes them feel like they could control you in some way, somehow, because they don't get to see your reaction. They don't get to see if you're more of a powerful presence or your aura is greater than theirs. They don't get to see that. So all they get to do is send something to you, and then you're gonna go like, okay, this is okay, and then you reply to it like it's nothing, and that leads to them having power over you and controlling you. So some people actually really do enjoy texting, but I don't, and it's not something I grew up with. So.
Thank you.
I mean, I agree with the notion because Facebook is sometimes they build artificial friendship. There are some people that are friends with people because they like their pictures. People keep friends, oh, this is my friends, but like internally for the sole reason that they like the picture. I don't like this friend because he doesn't like the pictures. Oh, I like this friend, like some of the pictures. You know, this person always telling him the pictures are nice. Always complimenting him. Oh, your dress is nice, even when it's not. You know, so yeah, there's that aspect of, you know, official friendship with Facebook, and it's really sad, but it is what it is.
I would disagree only because, ironically, like most of my like really best close friends are not like we follow each other, but we don't communicate on social media. So, but then again, I guess I have to agree because with that being said, I still go on it, and none of my close friends are there. So it's 50-50. But I don't know if I would call it artificial relationships because these are still real people that are taking their time out to, you know, to look and be connected to what you're doing at that moment.
But we all know relationships. In relationships, you have to put in work.
Okay.
So I know a lot of friends that claim to be friends are still close because they're keeping up with each other on social media. But in all reality, you don't know what someone is really going through, and that's your friend. So that's an artificial friendship, essentially. But thank you.
Yeah, I agree with the notion because a lot of people like to have all those artificial friends because when you're online, many people seem to look smart when you're online. You can be having an argument and Google is on their side. So you say something, they look it up and they are sounding like they know what they're saying. Because I mean, there is nothing wrong looking up stuff, you know, and it's different when you are actually talking to somebody face to face or when you're online. I deal with youths, you know, a lot of them, and I notice that they cannot express themselves now. But when they are texting you, they will be very articulative. They will be saying everything they want to say because they have what they're texting. Now, when you're in front of them and you are talking to them or you challenge them, they get frustrated, they start cursing, you know, things like that. And it's because they spend a lot of time on that social media. Some of them, you call them on the phone. You keep on calling them, they're not answering. And they'll just text you, what's up? Like, maybe that's research that might be true. Maybe they use it to overpower whoever they want to talk to, but not me though. So they might just want to text you. And you see some of them, every time you see them, they're on their phone, but whenever you call them, you never get them. You see them anytime, they're always on their phone, but you call them, you never get them, but you text them, they'll text back immediately. Yeah, so I think maybe it might not be among the older folks, because some of the older folks are not even used to texting. But the younger ones, I think they prefer to have that superficial, right?
And so, knowing the direction that this generation is going towards, and you have children, how can you help shape your children's communication skills in the world of social media?
First of all, you have to control when they use those computers, when they use those tablets. For example, my children, they don't own any of those. Their grandparents will buy those, for them, but I'll take all of them. I'll give it to them as a reward. Maybe they do something, or they read their books, they do their homework. But I try to make sure that they read at all times. I take them to Barnes and Nobles, and I buy books that they read, and make sure that they read for a certain amount of time before I can reward them with those tablets. Because anytime you give it to them, they're using it to play game, or they're using it to watch one show or the other. All right, so I just make sure. I mean, it's a challenge. Sometimes you might not be there, and somebody is giving it to them. You see, I'm one of those parents that don't give my children my cell phone. Why? One, is expensive. Two, they might dabble into something they're not supposed to, watch. So, but the ones that they have, I make sure that is secure. I put security on it. I get notifications on what they watch or what they looked at. I can go back to one of their tablets, history, or I have apps that shows me, even if they did, because they know how to delete. So, and they do that. Maybe I say that because there is this shows for children, but you look at it, you know that it's perverted, And I'll say, I don't want you to watch that. And there are some other shows that they will watch, like my second son. There was this show that he used to watch. It's a cartoon show, but I realized that he's emulating some of those stuff. He gets angry very quick because every character in that show are always angry. So I'll say, don't watch it. So he will watch it and try to delete the history, but I'll find out. So it's a work.
I don't have children, but I have younger siblings. I think the best thing to do is to really sit there and have those uncomfortable conversations, to just ask questions, Even when they show you they're annoyed and they want to be in their phone, ask, how was your day? What was your best part? I do this to my brother all the time and he's like, what? But just really sit there and engage them and give them the attention that they don't know that they're getting from social media. Give it to them,
Okay, so
Yeah, all right. The question was about how social media helps in communication. Well, sometimes when you type social media, you're sending text messages or you're posting something, there are certain words that you don't spell out straight. Like YOU, you just write you. There's so many shorthand write. So sometimes when I find, and it's faster to text, you can write like a whole bunch of words, just shorthand. Back in school, we used to call it shorthand, but then. And sometimes when I find myself trying to write an email to work, like you forget, and you just write you, and then that's why you like the grammatical corrected, or just like you be like, oh my god. So of course it affects us. You might do it once or twice, but it affects us. So being too connected to social media and using social media communication skills really, of course, affects you. So, yeah.
I'm just gonna add to how parents could help their kids when it comes to social media. It's good that you have parental control system in you actually use it. Some parents don't, but I think it's something that every parent should look into and just know what websites your kids are going into. Now you have to give them time, not to take them totally away from social media, because they could get all kinds of information that you cannot give them. But the only thing as a parent that you could do is add value to them. So you have to give them time to be on it, but then monitor what they're doing. And if it's too much of time they're spending on it, find activities for them to do. On a weekend, find something to do. Go out to play, go to the park, take them out swimming, take them out for a work, take them out for anything, but don't let them stay at home all day on the computer. Like, even if they're not even using the computer, just don't let them stay at home. Find something for them to do as a parent, in my opinion.
My first son, when he was growing, he loves this Barney, that character in the TV, the purple Barney.
Barney.
Yeah. So he wanted me to buy it for him. So I said, okay, one day I'm gonna buy. I don't know where they sell it. And you know, he was growing up. He just started learning how to read, and he decided to look for it in Google. So he went on my computer and typed Barney. I know in the Barney signifies like in a pornographic world, you know. So he just on Google he just typed Barney, and like half naked women were all over the place, and he was just like trying to figure out what he was looking at. So I have to like rush in and turn the computer off. You know what I mean? So because the words are changing. You know, what something used to be is no more what it used to be. You know, for example, the word gay actually means happy. But if you ask any teenager what is gay, they'll be like, oh, it means homosexual. But it actually means happy. Or you say, oh, I'm ill. That does not mean I'm sick. It means I'm hard, right?
Yeah.
See? So like things are changing. So you need to put those parental control settings on your devices, even in your smart TVs. You know, so you have to put it on. If you don't know how to do that, you can even go on YouTube and just type, how do I secure this? And they will give you instructions on how to do so.
So, you know, a traditional job is 8 hours. And I do see a lot of people in the morning drinking their tea, coffee, checking emails, on social media. 4 hours passes by. You have 4 more hours to be productive. So how has social media affected your productivity at work? If it has.
In time it did. But then when I realized that I'm not meeting deadlines, I'm not sending my emails, I'm not doing that, I had to back up. And that's how I got to know that I spent about 5 hours on social media. So I have to cut it out. At the end of the day, if you're a leader and you want to set an example for people to follow, you just have to do the right thing. Everybody texts me. All the district managers, all my managers will text me and go like, okay, this is what is happening, what's going on. We're all on WhatsApp and all of that. I understand that. But then you have to gauge yourself and not spend all your day. Because at the end of the day, it's something that you have to do at work. It's work. It's gonna catch up to you. So you might as well just do it and move on. So I would say it did affect me, but the good thing about it is I snapped out of it. And there are still people out there that do.
Even if it doesn't affect you, it shows your responsibility. Not because you're supposed to be at work. But another thing I want to say about that is it depends on the kind of work that you do also. For example, some posts that I've put at my workplace has actually gotten me businesses. You understand what I'm saying? Because I manage construction. So I post something, me, you know, at my construction site, and somebody will be like, oh, you do this? I'll be like, yes. And that's a business right there. So I think it all depends also, you know, hand in hand, depending on what you're posting. Like you talked about, you post yourself drinking coffee or doing things that you're not supposed to do. I mean, you can even get fired for that.
So has social media changed your interaction with coworkers? Because, like you said earlier, at work, you go into the elevator, everyone's on their phone.
Let's assume that we don't have social media. I mean, you cannot just sit there silent, doing nothing. There must be some kind of communication going on, right? But because of that social media, during that break time, you come in the break room, we do 1 hour break, and out of that 1 hour, we just talk for like 5 or to 10 minutes, and everybody's on their phone, watching video, you know, doing one thing or the other. So I believe it has affected communication with your coworker.
Yes, it has, but I'm going to say this in the sense that people working in the same place that are on social media, you have to just be careful what you post. It has actually changed communication. you can't just go like a coworker's picture. You might go and put a heart over there, and that person will assume, oh, this person loves me, or this person is trying to hit on me. And it brings a whole bunch of sexual harassment and things like that. I know managers that have stopped following the rest of the other managers. Like, people have unfriended me, and I have unfriended other people from social media that I actually work with, because I don't want to go post anything that one person will get offended by it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it has changed. And I think a lot of companies, I don't know if any of your companies did take courses in that, but last year something happened with sexual harassment on social media that companies decided to retrain all managers, basically. Walmart did that, Target did that, TJX did that, and I think Macy's is about to do that with all their managers. Like, all managers are taking mandatory sexual harassment courses and how to address fellow workers on social media.
Unfortunately, it is the world that we live in. Everybody's all in their feelings. Everybody's having their kiki challenge. There are certain things, just like you said, it's really nothing, but people now tend to overanalyze. You know, and with all this movement here and there, and everybody's now cautious of, you know, how they talk to people. You might go to work today, say hi to somebody, the person will take it in a different way and becomes a problem. And in this country where lawyers are always looking for something to do, let's go first and let the judge say it's not feasible, and that's it. So, I mean, it is the world we live in. It's quite unfortunate. Hopefully we begin to understand that saying hello to somebody and saying a simple compliment does not equal to, you know, try a Me Too movement. Exactly. So, I mean, that aside, in terms of if social media is affecting me in my job, no. But what I do inspection in the construction industry. I can't be on social media when I have engineers and owners waiting for me to say if this is good or this is bad. And they see me on social media. It doesn't show seriousness, it shows irresponsibility, and of course, you're losing money. Nobody wants to be on the unemployment line. So, to some people, like, I can't be in the office. I'm not an office guy. I like being in the field. I move around. I'm done. Go about my business. So, even if I have to go to do social media, it's maybe downtime or something just to check up on stuff. But for me, it doesn't affect me. But for people that work in the office, well, she said it.
And depending on where you work at, like, I know a guy, I think he was probably like drinking or smoking on his day off and posted it, and one of his coworkers snitched. So, you know, you do have to be careful of what you post, because, like you said, it can harm you. Overexposure, you know, to the internet can come back and haunt you.
A girl got a job in NASA, so she was excited and said, "Oh, she used the F word. I had a didn't job in NASA." And somebody posted language. She said something nasty. Oh, you know, da 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 da. The person is part of the council member in NASA. And that was how she's been waiting for that job for years. Just that simple stupidity, they've lost like a lifetime opportunity. So that is one of the things that, you know, happen in social media. And for some people, I know people that go to work, probably you're in the field or you travel for work, and you're done with work. Maybe your schedule is 7 to 3:30, and you know you're not supposed to say you're done until 3:30. And then maybe you're done someplace chilling, and you post on social media, oh, hair on fleek someplace, and then your boss sees it and goes on the clock and says, dude, you're supposed to be on the clock, and that's it. So it really affects people.
Just to double on that, you know, just like those three things that I mentioned, you know, that one is a character issue. You know, I mean, I don't see why people, not that I don't see people do that though, but like I see, it's a character issue. Like using the curse word or using wrong languages or the kind of languages that will offend people is a character issue. So if the character was a little bit good, I mean, she won't have that problem, regardless of whether somebody posted it or not.
Thank you. Let's talk intimate relationships, significant others. So on social media, what is deemed as appropriate to post while you're in a relationship? Are we posting every aspect of our relationship or some aspects of our relationship? But what is deemed appropriate when you're in a relationship to post? Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, all right. In terms of relationships, of course, you don't put everything about you out, because when you do that, you are going to incite opinion. And so you don't do that. I mean, that's a no-no. And there are people that you don't know what they are harboring inside. Maybe exes or people that like you, people that come to you that say, oh, they like you, and you say no. You don't know what they have on inside, and then when you now post your relationship and post your girlfriend, actually a lady gave me this advice, because recently for some reason or the other, I just changed my status on Facebook, right? And I was getting all sorts of feedback. I was even confused. people from my past life would take the screenshot, oh, congrats. I'm like, oh, I don't think we should be talking again. I'll be like, huh? Like, you're not gonna be thinking. And then a friend of mine called me and said, even whether, I don't know if you're just joking or you're being serious, but if you're serious, don't even tag the girl. Because that is where you see women feel like, oh, I come to you as a woman and start saying, you know, so don't stop. So there are certain things you just keep away from Facebook. And then this happened to somebody that I know. Like, I found out that in some countries, yeah, I don't know why, but if you open your Facebook page and you go to your profile, it doesn't show everything. Like, you know how you have, based on what you put in, like where you're from, what you do, your profile, you know, relationship status and all whatnot. So for some reason, the computer that the girlfriend was using cut off where you're from and the relationship status. And the girl goes, oh, you changed your relationship status? You removed it? I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't remove anything. So we should be careful what we post. You know, and you don't want to overexpose yourself, and then when you get the feedback, you can't handle it. So it's really very significant in terms of relationship.
I'd like to hear from a married man before we move on.
All right. You see, whenever you're in a relationship, first of all, it's about the person that you're in a relationship with. No matter what you do, somebody will complain. Even Jesus Christ, when he was here in the world, many people complained about it. Even accused him that he was casting away demons. With the power of a demon. So, it's all about what works with your partner. I've seen couples that the lady is not happy that the husband doesn't post their businesses up there, because to her it shows that he enjoys the relationship. I also have seen couples that is a problem that you post all our business out there. So you have to know what works with your couple. I post my wife's picture all the time, but before it goes up there, I'll be like, which one is going up, which one is going up. Yes. And she will say, this one is going, this one. I said, but I like this one. I said, no. Women are wonderful. She was like, you see, I don't like the way the strand of my hair is poking out there. Hey, but it has to work. Alright? So, once is okay for both of you, right? It doesn't matter what anybody else is saying. Yeah, so
we all know, well, a lot of people have met on social media and they've actually had really successful relationships. But social media has also destroyed many homes and relationships. Why would a relationship fail due to social media? From a woman's point of view.
I've had a relationship though from social media. I remember specifically one of my exes. It's like he was just addicted to to messaging random girls. He said he would never go farther than the messages, but one day I was looking through his messages and I'm just like, are you on here all day just sending messages. So, yeah, some people, I've felt like, I don't understand what's going on. Why does he have to be messaging all these girls all day if we're in a relationship together? So you're right.
Thank you.
I can talk. On a regular basis, yes. I said something here before that the problem has always been there, but social media makes everybody to know about it, right? Let me start from our own example, right? Probably if the social media wasn't there, maybe you wouldn't have found out, but it was there, right? People do a lot of stuff. Some people, I've seen couple that had issue. What happened? The guy went to a party and was, what do you call it? Like, they call it, the kind of dance that you have to be rubbing each other, right? Grinding. And they was grinding with another lady.
And he's
right?
married?
No, that was a
It's a
girlfriend.
relationship.
So, and people take pictures in the clubs. And they were taking pictures in the club, and it was on social media. So the girl saw it, and that was the end of it. And some past life, I have a friend. He had this past life, but he never discussed it with the wife. And somebody was talking about it on social media with him, and she was reading, and that led to divorce. And there are so many. Even right here in this club, there was something that happened one time. And people were dancing normally. And by the time we know it, we saw like stuff on internet. Because the person that came here, I think she's well known for the kind of, I don't want to call her name, the kind of role that she plays. So she came here, and it was a wakekeeping. She was dancing with people here, and she went and sent that thing to a news tabloid saying that, she came to New Jersey and shut it down. The married men that were friends with her, they were just dancing, married men, all exposed in the media. Imagine what will happen at home. So, yes. And it boils down to what I was talking about, the three things that I mentioned. It could be character, it could be low self-esteem, or it could just be that you are not mastering the social media. You are a novice there, so they will get you if you don't master those.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't know if it works, but it works for me. My intimate relationship is intimate, so it's just known to me and my partner. That's it.
And also, people tend to post their issues on social media, and that affects marriages and relationships a lot as well.
Well, first of all, you don't post your issues on social
do.
media. Yeah, people do that. Unfortunately, like when you don't know your boundaries, you just do things out of emotions. Like I said, whatever goes beyond you and your partner, you will hear different views. People, you don't even know who likes you that will intentionally give you bad advice just to see you cry. Maybe somebody has been envying you, jealous of you for one reason or the other, and you bring out that issue onto them, they will break your home. So the best advice you can give anybody is your marital issues, relationship issues, stays out of it. Even if somebody else is gonna hear it, let it be a family member or a very good friend. And even when you tell your very good friend, the ear that listens today, you might be exactly. So just keep it to if your parents are alive, they're the first people you should go to because they're always gonna be the best interest. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or your pastors, depending on who your pastor is, not all pastors. And then of course close friends,
So essentially no third party.
No third party.
Okay.
And in terms of social media breaking relationship, of course, because once you're on social media, it doesn't matter what your relationship status is. Single, relationship, married, you're always gonna get people hitting you up.
Yep.
Like it happened to me. Somebody hit me up on social media, on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I'm in a relationship. And she goes, so So if somebody who is in a relationship, you can't have friends. And I just started laughing, and But one key thing is, when such things happen to you, make sure, because be an open book, make sure your significant other knows. So that tomorrow when somebody says this as a story, or did you know this happened? Oh, you already know. So it's not like a surprise. We're talking about past life and pictures. Well, I guess I have to go delete some.
Thank you. We'll take a break.